Welcome to Diabetes on Trial. On today's segment, we will be talking about a new breakthrough in diabetes. This is known as resistance exercise training, or in other words, strength training. A recent study was done to observe how resistance exercise training improves glycemic control, or the amount of sugar in the blood, in Latino adults with type 2 diabetes. Now, here's our story. Diabetes, a disease that is becoming more and more prevalent throughout the world. More than 18% of the US population, 65 and older, have diabetes. Now, there hasn't been much research on the effect of resistance training on diabetes management until now. The data from this study was collected by observing 62 Latino men and women greater than 55 years of age who have been living with type 2 diabetes for at least 3 years. These 62 subjects were randomized into 16 weeks of standard care or standard care along with progressive resistance training. The subjects in the progressive resistance training group exercised 3 times per week for 45 minutes while increasing the intensity for the first 8 weeks and then reducing the intensity in the last 8 weeks to ensure that there were no possible injuries. The control group, on the other hand, received phone calls every other week and came in for testing before, during, and after the study. This just in, the results. Thank you. This study demonstrated that for the first time, high-intensity progressive resistance training is successful in improving diabetes control among the population of adult Latinos. Progressive resistance training notably improved glycemic control, decreased the amount of fat in the body by replacing it with muscle mass, reduced the need for diabetes medication, and decreased systolic blood pressure. Other abnormalities that were improved were glucose intolerance, hyperinsulinemia, which is too much insulin in the blood, abdominal fat, and hypertension, or in other words, high blood pressure. I have with me today an individual from the study. Could you please all welcome Sam Winchester. Hello, Sam. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Well, Sam, can you tell us how resistance training has helped you manage your diabetes?
Yes, of course, Shireen. To tell you the truth, before this study, my health was not the greatest, as you can see in the pictures I brought for you. But doing this resistance training helped me improve my health and well-being. I no longer have to intake large amounts of medication, my blood pressure has dropped to normal levels, and I even lost my belly fat. It was a great and beneficial experience.
Wow, Sam. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your experience with us.
It was a pleasure.
Now back to the studio. Overall, it is evident that resistance training does help improve glycemic control and other factors that affect type 2 diabetes. But the question still remains. What is the safest, ideal intensity of resistance training that would be the most beneficial for improving diabetes management? Well, that's all for now, folks. This case is closed. Shireen Katal, signing off.